Hey everyone, today we're going to be talking about the Polaroid Mio Instax mini camera. If you want to know the history about this camera, then stick around to the end, but most of you just want to know how to use it, so let's get started. It's a Polaroid instant film camera. It's actually a camera made by Fuji. If you want to know history, stick around. But anyways, in front of the camera we have the lens right here. This is the viewfinder, the flash, and the shutter button. On top we have the power, the focus, the lighten and darken, and the fill flash button. Here we got the back of the camera, the viewfinder, and the battery port, whatever you call it. So first off, we're going to be talking about what battery it uses. It uses some battery called CR2. At the store they're actually really kind of expensive. They're usually like 15 bucks, and you need 2 of them, which can lead to 30 bucks. But the cool thing is, you buy them on eBay, they're really cheap on eBay. I got a pair of CR2 batteries for 4 bucks with free shipping. So yeah, I recommend ordering them from eBay. In the description bar I'll have a link to them. But here are the batteries. They're called CR2. Don't get them mixed up with CR123, which looks like the same, but it's not. So this is how they look. They're really small batteries. But yeah, I'll have the link down below if you want to buy them online, because at the store they're really expensive. Then I'm gonna open them up. Sorry for that noise. I'm gonna try to open them up. Sorry about that. Anyways, here are the CR2 batteries. They're not CR123 because those batteries look the same, but they're not. And I don't recommend getting rechargeables because nobody sells a rechargeable for. I mean, you can buy the rechargeable batteries, but you can't buy a charger, which is really weird. But yeah, I've looked for them and you can't find them for some reason. But anyways, we're gonna open up the back right here, put the batteries in. You have your flat side. You put it down like that. Here we go. You close it up, and the camera's ready. To turn it on, you press the power button. Doesn't want to turn on. Maybe I put the battery in wrong. This camera works because I've used it before. There we go. So you turn on the camera and the lens will extend and retract. So now we're going to power off the camera because we want to load it up with film. This camera uses Fuji Instax Mini. It just uses Instax Mini. You can't use Instax Wide. You can't use the Impossible Project. Nothing else. Instax Mini. I know a lot of people try to buy other film and then wonder why it doesn't fit. So it just uses Instax Mini. You can find Instax Mini online. I'll have the link down below. Some stores carry it, such as Walmart. I've seen it at Best Buy, and I think Target might have it also, which is really cool because other films you can't find them unless you are a specialty shop. But Instax Mini, usually you can find them at any big chain store. And if you want to get a really good price on them on your phone, look up the price on Amazon, and then when you're at your cashier, show them the price and they will price match it, so you'll get it for the same price as you do on Amazon. You'll get it at your local Walmart or what's it called, or Best Buy. But anyways, inside of there you can have a foil pack such as this one. And then we're going to open up the back of the camera. Be sure it's off. So we're going to open it up. If you have one in there, just take it out. And then we're going to open up this foil pack, which holds the film. This is the back. This is the front. This is a dark slide. Don't touch that. Don't remove it. If you remove that, you'll expose your film to the sun and you will ruin it. So don't mess around with that one, and don't mess around with this one. And to load it in, it's pretty easy. It just slides right in. Close the pack and you're done. Don't open the back until you use every shot, because you open it halfway through, you'll expose your film to light and you'll mess it up. Okay, now to turn on the camera like before. And the first thing is going to spit out that dark slide that you saw. We're going to press the shutter button once, and it's going to spit out the dark slide. As you see, spits out dark slide. Now the camera is ready to take a picture. Now the only thing you really have to worry about is the focus. This camera has two focus scenes. It has, when you turn it on, it'll be in close focus, which will means anything from 2.5 feet to 10 feet will be in focus. But say if you want to take a picture of the mountains, you have to change the focus to the far focus, and to do that you simply press this button right here that looks like a mountain, and it will change the focus from 10 feet to infinity. So if you say like a picture of a mountain, you could take a but then anything before 10 feet will not be in focus. So remember, if you want to take a picture that's from 2.5 feet to 10 feet, you just press it back again and it'll change it back to close focus, and you're ready. Now to take a picture, you just look through the viewfinder right here and you press the shutter button right here. If you press the shutter button and the light flashes right here, that means that the flash needs to charge. And on some of these Mios, since they get old, they develop some issues, and some like the flash don't work. Like on this one, if I press the button, the light will light up, but the flash will never charge. So unfortunately, I can only use this one out in the sunlight, which isn't a real problem. It's fun taking pictures outside. But yeah, basically you look through the viewfinder, make sure you have it focused where you want it, and you press the button for shutter button, and the print will eject from the top here. It'll be white for the first couple of seconds, but then you'll see it pop out, and after like 3 whole minutes it'll be all done. So you could be ready. This is a picture of a Nissan GTR. It's like a $50,000 to $100,000 car. It was downtown. And here's another one. There's another picture of downtown. But yeah, that's basically it. If you want a copy of the manual, look in the link down below in the description bar. I'll have a link to the manual so you could download it. I'll have a link to where you could buy film online. I'll have a link to where you could buy the batteries online. And if you have any questions or comments, just hit me up on Twitter, because I'm not really active on on YouTube. My username is Alex Corona with 4 X's. So it's ALEXXXX Corona. So yeah, or go on my website if you want to check it out. My website is called streetsofriverside.net. I have a bunch of Instax stuff right there because I own a bunch of these. So yeah, that's basically it. Yeah. And to turn off the camera, you just put it back in and you're ready. And after you take the 10 pictures, you can remove the pack. If you want to know how to put fun stuff around your borders, I'll have a link down below for that video. But yeah, that's basically how to use the Polaroid Mio. Now for those who want to stick around and want to know the history of the Polaroid Mio, we're going to be talking about that now. So you're going to be talking about why do you use some Fujifilm in a Polaroid camera. Well, the thing is, when the Mio was introduced, it was 1999, and Polaroid had some patents on instant camera, and they were the only company allowed to actually sell them. So what Fuji did, since they had a good relationship with Polaroid, they talked to them and they asked them if they wanted to sell a camera under their name, and they agreed to it, and that's why you have the Polaroid Mio and you have the Polaroid 300. The Polaroid 300 is just actually a Fuji Mini 7S, but it just has Polaroid's name on it, but they're basically the same camera. So you're probably wondering, why does Fuji and Polaroid have a good relationship? Well, back in the 80s, in the early 80s, Kodak brought out an instant film camera, and when Polaroid found out, they were not happy and they sued their pants off of them. So then Fuji wanted to make one too, but what Fuji did was they actually went into talks with Polaroid, and they basically made a trade where Fuji gave Polaroid all their information on their floppy disk, and Polaroid gave Fuji their instant film formula, which they have been using since the 1980s, and that's why you'll see other films such as like FP100C for other Polaroid cameras, and Fuji makes those too. So yeah, so basically the Instax film is based on a Polaroid film formula from the 1970s that started off with the SX70, I believe. But yeah, that's why they have a relationship. Unfortunately, Polaroid, they stopped being a company in 2007, so they're not making any cameras anymore. There's some other company bought the name, so like all the stuff you see now with the name Polaroid on it, it's not actually made by the original Polaroid company. But the good thing is that Fuji is still around, and they're making Instax cameras. You get the Instax Mini, you get the Instax Wide. But yeah, if you want the film to stick around, you gotta buy film, and you gotta tell your friends to get into film. Because if you don't, they're gonna kill it off. They killed off FP3000B, which was my favorite film of all time. They killed it off. So shoot Instax Mini, get all your friends to do it, so they won't kill it off, and we'll have it for time to come. Thanks for watching the video.